Damien Hardwick, welcome again to AFL 360.
Hey guys, how are we?
Good. Damien, just take us to, I guess, the emotion of the day. What is associated with Jack Graham being declared unavailable for the grand final?
Yeah, it was a tough day, if I'm perfectly honest. He's a terrific combative, player, Jack, and what he did last week was simply outstanding for our football club to stay on the field when he was obviously quite distressed. But look, when it came down to it, the way Jack plays the game, he wasn't going to be able to compete to his very best of his ability. So we probably made a decision that was, quite traumatic for both of us in a way. But the reality is we need to be thinking of the 22 as a whole. So look, Jack, to his credit, took it really, really well. He understood. I think deep down he really knew that he probably wasn't going to be able to compete his best. He would have tried his darndest, but look, it was a tough day for both of us.
Did you do that with him one-on-one, Damien?
Yeah, I did. Look, it was obviously a medical call. The doctors were incredibly concerned, and he battled incredibly bravely last week, and we just couldn't quite take the risk this week with the full 120 minutes at hand. And the way Jack plays a game, he's so combative nature. It was just going to be only a matter of minutes or a matter of time before the shoulder subluxed again.
Hey, Dimmer, are you the kind of coach to tell the replacement player that he's in? Have you told him today?
No, we're still undecided at this stage. So we've probably got about 4 or 5 guys that we're working our way through to best balance the side. And the way Jack plays a game, it's really hard to find that calibre of player to find that's going to complement that skill set. But look, we have got a number of players that we think can field that position. We're really excited to give that player an opportunity.
When you find out, or when you reveal yourselves with the player, do you challenge straight away so he knows, so he can start thinking about his role, or do you wait and wait?
Oh, look, we'll probably, as soon as we make a decision, it could be, as early as tomorrow or at the latest Thursday, we'll let the players know. The majority of our side will stay pretty much the same. There's obviously probably going to be just the one change at this stage. Nathan Broad passed his concussion test today, so that was a real positive for us. And look, as soon as we know the player that we want to select, we'll probably make that known to that player.
Marlon Pickett's got a lot of publicity. That doesn't mean absolutely anything in regards to you picking your team. But is he one of those players, and the fact that he would go into a grand final as his debut game, how much have you spoken about that?
Sorry, I think that was Marlon Pickett you were saying? It's hard to hear. Sorry, guys. Was that?
It was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Marlon. Oh, listen. Look, his name's certainly one of the players we spoke about today. His performance at the VFL certainly helped us come to that conclusion. He's probably a distant, 4th or 5th, but, his name's up at lights at the moment. We're really excited to offer the opportunity to anyone we think can help us win the game. And look, Marlon's one of those players. He's born to play AFL, we think, and he's a big game player. I think the last 2 grand finals he's played, and he's won the best on ground medal. So, look, it'll be a great story. Whether it happens, we're not too sure, but we'll wait and see.
Huge excitement in 2017, vast disappointment last year. Can you describe the mood? Can you see a mood in the group at the moment?
Oh, not so much a mood. I think it's, one, we're excited with the opportunity to play, but it's really a celebration of our season. We've worked incredibly hard to put ourselves in this position to represent our fans, at the MCG, our home. To give ourselves the best opportunity to win the cup. And look, there's going to be 2 great sides out there on the weekend. Unfortunately, one of them is going to lose, but what we want it to be is a celebration of our great game. And we had a fantastic win on the weekend versus a really combative Geelong, and we're fortunate to have the opportunity to represent our fans in front of 100,000 people. So we'll bring our best, and I'm sure GWS will, and we look forward to the opportunity to hopefully win the cup.
Does the experience as a coach 2 years ago for the whole week, Damien, serve you well? Are there things that you recognise as familiar? Are there things that you've learnt in how to pitch the week and how to time the week?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's obviously it's a difficult week from a preparation point of view because there's Brownlow last night, and tonight we have another function. But I've got a fantastic bunch of coaches and a lot of people in our football department and football club in general that certainly helped me out to make my job a hell of a lot easier. And the senior coach is only one very small part of the organisation. It really does take a village to bring up the football side, and that's the one thing I've leaned on incredibly hard this week, and I'm very fortunate to have such wonderful people to work with.
Have you got an acute sense of being ready? As we spoke about timing at the start of the final series, it looks like the Bart Cummings preparation. Do you feel like you've got them ready?
Yeah, we do. I think most sides at this stage of the year probably feel they're primed. We're probably a little bit different last year. We probably had a little bit of a hiccup around that prelim final, but this year we feel the majority of our best players are available. Obviously, there's a couple of players like Alex Rance and Jack Higgins and Jack Graham, obviously, that we'd love to have available also. But our players are fit, they're firing, and they're ready to go.
What's your persona like in the build-up, Dimmer, and what will it be like the last time you speak to the players? Are you anxious? Do you get nervous? Or because you've been there before, it's a calmness?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both. I feel I'm always nervous more prelim because it's such a... Look, this week's final as well, but you give yourself an opportunity to play in the last game. So prelims I always find are really, really hard to lose. I haven't, I have lost a grand final as well, but at least you give yourself the opportunity to represent your club. And, as I said this week, it's probably... I'm not calm, I'm more excited, and I'm wishing for it to sort of come, but I also want to stay present and enjoy the moment because all our players and our whole club's worked incredibly hard to give ourselves this opportunity, and we just want to enjoy it for as long as we can.